Hey guys, it's Mary McIntyre. Welcome back to my channel. Quick and simple project for this video. I recently bought some new bowl molds to make little bowls. I've done one out of Ecopore, so I've used the ridged sided one with a lid for that. For this one I'm not going to make a lid, but what I'm going to do is use clear resin. I'm going to use the Apex high gloss resin. And I've also ordered some dried flowers from Amazon. So I've already opened the pack that I'm intending to use. So I'm going with this mixture of kind of pinks and purples. This is going to be a birthday gift. If it works out, it's going to be a birthday gift for a really good friend of mine. So what I'm going to do is poke some of the dried flowers in down the side before I pour the resin. Once there's a bit of resin on this bit, which will be the bottom, once there's a thin layer on there, then I'll lay some other flowers on top. I don't know whether they will float. They will when I place them, but I don't know whether they will stay there if I then add the rest of the resin. So I'm going to have to play it by ear on that one. I may have to let that set and then put the final layer on the back just to finish it off. I've measured the volume of this mould and it is approximately 130 mils. So I'm going to make that up. There will be a bit of space taken up by the flowers, but I've got a pendant mould off to the side, so if I have a little bit extra resin, then I've got somewhere to put it. So I'm going to move those other flowers out of the way for now. I'm intending to do some coasters and possibly some pendants with these. They're very, very small. They're very, very fragile. So yeah, I'm going to use tweezers when I'm handling some of these. But to get started, I'm going to take some of the bigger pieces and anything that is kind of sitting completely straight with a thick stem on it, like some of these pieces here. If I try to bend these around the corner, I'm going to have a stick sticking out, and that is going to poke into the mould and into my resin. So I'm actually going to snip that off, just because I don't think that that's going to sit nicely. So yeah, okay, I'm going to snip those long bits off and see how I get on. I'm going to post those down the side, as I said, and then I'll mix up my resin off camera. So let's get started. I am going to dig out my L-shaped long nose tweezers for this. So I'm going to just start by poking a few things in and seeing how it's looking. With the sides, you're going to see this stuff from the front and the back, from the outside and the inside of the bowl. So getting it in there without damaging it is going to be interesting. Potential for air bubble galore here, but let's see how we go. So that's doing what I really didn't want it to do, and that is sticking out, and I think that may well poke through the side, and I don't want it to do that. It's certainly a snug fit in there. Because the bowl is small, this is always going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to see if I can put it in the other way round, see if that stops. These are so delicate that I'm worried that I'm going to just end up with a pile of empty twigs and petals in the bottom. Okay, that's going to have to just sit there and hope for the best. These are so pretty. I did actually have a small flower press. Sorry, bus just went past. I've got the window open because it's really stuffy in here. I did have a little flower press, but I gave it away, and as always with these things, you hoard it for years and years and years, and then about 2 months after you give it away, you see a project online that makes you think, oh, if only I had a flower press. And I very nearly bought another one, which is ludicrous given that I've only recently given the other one away. Oh, this one is really fragile. This fern is really fragile. That's just disintegrating. It's I'm trying to not scratch the mould as well. Okay, I think I'll put one of these little flowers down the side. Okay, that is sticking to the side of the mould because of static, and I can't have that because that'll be touchable to the outside world. Oh my god, stop. I was thinking I need to do this the other way up, because this is upside down right now and I need my design to be upside down so it's the right way up when I demold. So I'm glad I remembered that now, not after I put the resin in. So that is going to have it stick this way round. Right, I think I've got enough flowers in the sides of that. So I'm going to mix up my resin off camera. Then I will come back and hopefully pour it without any kind of incident. So as I said, I'm using the Apex High Gloss. I will of course be wearing my respirator as always and my nitrile gloves. So I'm going to mix that for 5 minutes. I'm going to time it just to make sure it's thoroughly mixed. I'm going to do it slowly because I want this to be as clear as possible. If I mix too fast, I'm going to introduce bubbles, and those micro bubbles are going to be impossible to get to with all that stuff in there. There are going to be surface bubbles on some of the dried flowers. That's absolutely a given. I'm just hoping that the colour of these is natural and it doesn't seep out into the resin, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've never done one of these before, so mix up my resin, then I'll be back. Hi guys, it's been 25 or 6 hours since I did this. It's 10 past midnight right now, but I'm going to demold this now. It feels pretty solid. I had a quick look this morning and I know that I've got a huge air bubble on the rim, which is really annoying because I thought I'd given everything a really good squidge and a squirt and just try to get all those bubbles out, but I obviously missed a crucial one, so I'll see if I can just kind of gently file that down. Okay, the mould is quite stretchy. I'm always so scared of tearing the mould, which is why I wanted to use the alcohol, but it is coming. It's not too bad. I'm just trying to gently roll it rather than stretch it. Twist. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's have a look. That is so pretty. There are some little air bubbles here, so I can try to fill those with UV resin. I'll see if I can do like a spot fix on that. There are a lot of small bubbles on there. I don't hate that. I didn't expect this was going to be completely bubble free at all. That was not on my I was hoping for, but I knew I wasn't going to get completely bubble free. Most of the sides are absolutely crystal clear, as you would expect with this resin. It's such good resin. So the clarity is absolutely beautiful. There are just lots of those little surface bubbles, partly because I poured this straight after mixing, partly because I just didn't squish it and squirt it enough because I was worried about dislodging all of these flowers. But I think that is super pretty. I can't find that big bubble now. Yeah, there are a few around the rim, so I may just kind of use a nail file to soften those sharp bits, and I definitely do need to just add something here, and if I make a mess I'll stick gemstones on it or something, I don't know, but I'm going to leave it to fully cure for a little bit longer. Now these flowers did rise as I thought they would. What I should have done is done a thin layer, let that cure, and then pull this put a back on it. But actually the way that some of them have sunk down and some haven't has given it loads of depth, so it kind of feels really pretty. It's very whimsical. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to remove it off this hideous pink mat and bring you down for a close-up. Okay, that's just slowly turn that so you can see the sides. So there are bubbles. We'll call those morning dewdrops, shall we? We'll just pretend that there's been a mist overnight and a few fog droplets of dew have accumulated on these beautiful flowers. It's so nice. So that's the underside, obviously, of the bottom, but it's really lovely. So I think if I get my words out, if I tip that at an angle, you can kind of see the 3D way that the flowers have created that illusion, with some of them going kind of higher up in the resin when it was upside down. But it's so pretty. This is probably the most whimsical thing that I've ever made, and the lady that it's for, I think, will love this. She loves her gardening, she loves flowers, she loves handmade stuff, she does loads of crafting herself, so she's one of those people that appreciates work that gets put into things. Oh, there's that big air bubble right there. I need to just sand that down as well. But yeah, I think she'll love this. So I do need to patch there. There's like a literal hole where the air bubble there and there, and where the resin didn't get behind the flower all the way. So I will need to patch that because that dried flower is open to the elements there, which is not ideal. So it will probably show when I patch that, so I need to decide how to do it. But I'm going to let this carry on curing because it's been 24 hours, so it won't be fully cured yet. So I will fill those in, and once I've got those bits sanded down and the patches filled up, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Show you in daylight as well, because right now I'm using artificial light, but I've never done anything with dried flowers before, and I know it's not rocket science, but I'm really happy with that. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty, and the person that it's for, this just has her name all over it, so that's what I was hoping for. Right, I'll bring you back when I've fixed those problems, so it may be in a couple of days, so I can leave that to fully cure.